Oh, God.
3. All right, guys, you can't see me, but this is Trevor.
And this is James here from History on the Move.
And what are we doing, James?
Well, we're doing a compression test on this Burro crane. If this thing ain't got compression, we're not messing with it anymore.
Yeah, it is game over at that point for us. So, we're going to start with the spark plugs here. We're going to take out one at a time. We got a battery charger hooked up to this thing, and we're going to find out if this thing has good compression or not. Is there a piece of paper up there or anything to write on?
You have anything to write with?
No.
Well, here's your lubrication chart.
All right, we need something to write.
You could just write it on your phone.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. All right.
Or I could write it on my phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you mind since you're going to crank?
Nope.
Cranky McCrankers. So these are 13/16 size. And I'll talk, since you can't see me, off camera here. So what we're doing is a compression test. What is a compression test, you may ask? Well, a compression test measures, well, simply the compression that's in a cylinder. What is compression? That is the amount of pressure that that a gas engine and or diesel can make as it goes through its revolutions. In this case, you have a 4-stroke engine. 4-stroke is intake, compression, exhaust. Intake. Sorry, I'm trying to thread through this at the same time. I cannot do that. Intake, compression, ignition, and exhaust. Or as we learned in the Navy, suck, squeeze, bang, blow. And what we're going to be doing here is finding out how much PSI each cylinder can produce. If you have a loss of compression or 0 compression, well, you got a problem in that particular cylinder.
Often that can be over time from just normal wear and tear. You know, things start to get worn down, the piston rings stop sealing the cylinder so well, and you start getting blow by, and it doesn't really...
All right. It could also be an intake valve that's leaking, an exhaust valve that's leaking. It could be a myriad of things, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. All right, battery charger's on and hooked, cooking this thing. I got it set to nuclear. I got my gauge here. I don't know, hopefully y'all can see that. All right, go ahead and give me some crank. Hold on. Let me just look over everything, make sure nothing is in the fan. No, we're good. Everything's clear. And you're set in neutral. Yes. All right, go ahead and crank. Whoa. Or not.
Yee.
Oh, you had it, dude, you had it. Stop. All right, put this number in your phone.
Yep.
130, we're gonna call that, that's halfway between 130 and 135. Call it 132.
132.
And that is on cylinder, we're gonna say 1 because it's the closest one to the fan.
All right.
All right. That is that. So we're going to unthread that. That comes back out. This goes here. And put this back here.
And viewers, just to give you an idea of atmosphere, it is about probably 110 degrees inside this crane right now.
It's about 110 degrees outside too. It's just 110 degrees any way you slice it. Because guess what? This is called Maryland. Thanks, Chesapeake Bay.
Ooh.
Ooh, is right. Yay, Chesapeake Bay. All right. That is tight, like a tiger. That goes on there, so that's that one. Ooh, pop goes the weasel. There we go. Come on, socket wrench. Okay, there we go. Clicky, 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 clicky. Out. All right. This goes here. This thread's in there. Boop. All right, time to make some heinous noises there, James.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see, this starter is definitely like, yeah. Stop. All right, write this number down for number 2.
Yep.
I got you at 145.
145. Cylinder 2.
Yes, the general rule of thumb is also, it's been written down over the years, but 10%. You should have no different than 10% of your highest cylinder in each cylinder. So for simple math, let's figure this out. If you've got, James, I may need your brain since I'm trying to do 2 things at once, and I'm a guy and I don't do well with that. So let's say you have, simple numbers, your highest one is 100. 10% of that is?
90% if I'm not mistaken. Or 90.
90 PSI, right? Because it's 10%. It's 10 PSI. So if any cylinder, let's say you have one of them, let's say you get 100, 100, 100, you get one that's 80. One, that's your problem. But if you have, say, 100, 100, 100, in this case you have 6 cylinders, and 100, 100, 90, 100, 100, 100.
You're right on the edge. But
You're right on the edge, but that's also still passable, unless you have, from my experience, a lot of symptoms.
Yeah.
You're having symptoms of things. Runs rough. It's got a misfire on one end or multiple cylinders.
And we don't really know any symptoms this has.
Correct.
So
because we cannot get it to actually fire because of the fuel system dilemmas. Oh boy, come on. Don't be a pooper. I do like that they, I don't know if you saw this, James, but they have the distributor right where you can get to everything. Not hidden. I'll be honest with you, there's one reason why I like these older vehicles. I don't know much about the carburetors, but I do know that when you put a distributor in a place where it's easy to get to, that makes me smile. Come on, you want a thread. All right. Cranky McCrankers.
ready?
Hit it. Stop. All right, cylinder 3.
Yep.
140.
140.
I think I have effectively soaked through my shirt and or pants and just about everything else.
That would make 2 of us.
That is disgusting.
Well, just don't think about that.
It's easier said than done. All right, come on. There's one reason why I keep thinking I want to move to Connecticut or... Wait, is it humid in Connecticut? I don't know these things.
It gets pretty humid.
Does it really?
Yeah, anywhere coastal.
Oh, yeah, it's true. So maybe like Utah is where I need to move.
Yeah. Colorado or something.
Oh, I've been there once for chasing steam engines, and I absolutely just loved it. It was amazing. Would recommend. I give it 4.5 out of 5 on the Yelp reviews. There it is. Tight. All right, that's number 3. Bloop. Bloop. Come on, come on. Go to your home. There we go. What we'll do is, James, we'll put all this back together.
Yep.
And we'll go inside to the AC and go review our numbers. Because I don't know if the people are watching or keeping track of this, but I'm not. I'm just trying to get this test done so we can go sit inside some AC.
I am with you there.
Okay. All right. Cranky McCrankers. Done. All right, write down 135.
Cylinder 4. All right.
Let's keep this process moving. Only 2 more. Or for you all you Spanish speakers, dos más. What's cylinder in Spanish?
Cilindro, probably.
So dos más cilindro?
Something like that.
Okay.
You smell battery at all?
No. Are
Alright.
you?
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm smelling myself, which is putrid, rancid, you know, all the above. You can't smell me, but I can smell myself. Actually, you probably can. Don't think about that. Ooh. All right. Oh, wire, where did you go? Come on, I just had you. There you are. Plop. The sound effects are extra. People love the sound effects. Actually, I don't really know if they do. Do you think they do, James?
You know, that's a little something.
It adds a little flavor. Flavor
Keeps it
McFlave.
Yep.
All right. Let's thread that guy in. Okay. Cranky McCrankers.
All right.
Done. Write down 145. 145.
All right.
Uno cuatro cinco.
One more to go.
I know that's not how you say that.
Nah. Good enough for me.
Actually, if I did say that to you, that's what it would be. 145. Uno cuatro cinco.
Well, I got it written down, so we're good.
Come on, spark plug. You need to thread. All right, there it goes. How many? Uno.
Uno más.
Uno más, papi. There. Figure if I make noises, I'll gain strength. I don't think it's how that really works.
Is that what you do at the gym?
What's that?
So I said, is that what you do at the gym?
That is exactly what I do at the gym. I make noises, I feel like I lift more. Oh. Spark plug out. There it is. Ooh, spark plug. And a spark plug is born. That's a baby boy. Actually, that's just an old man noise. Do you know that?
Yep.
My dad makes those noises. Most of he's getting up and down from a chair. All right, Hoss. Hit it. And stop. 145, sir.
We're good to go then.
I use that term loosely.
Well, 10% of 145, that's the highest we got,
Are you doing math?
is 14.5.
Not in the air conditioning?
And I can tell you that our lowest was 132, which is, unless I'm very much mistaken, 13 away, which is less than 10%.
Is less than 10, so that is definitely got some problems. Or a problem.
But That means it still works.
Well, yes. I mean, it's not glaringly obvious. Tell you what I'm going to do, just for poop and laughter. You said that's on 1? Cylinder 1 has 1/3, has the lowest?
Let me double check.
Who has the lowest there, guy?
Yeah, cylinder 1.
All right, we're going to retest that just for poop and laughter. And then review numbers and clean up this debacle. Plop. Oh, piss. Okay. Damn, I sound violent. All right. This goes back in here. In here. All right. All right, my cranking assistant.
All right, let's see.
Do it again. And stop. All right. Change the number to 140.
Really?
Yes. See, people? Oh, I gotta show the people.
In that case,
140.
that puts our lowest at 135.
I would also argue, which cylinder was that?
Cylinder 4.
I mean, I would also argue that, well, that's not that bad. That's less than 10%.
Yeah,
so I'm not stressed about it.
Yeah.
All right, commit that to memory. Let's get this debacle cleaned up and review some numbers and get out of this place.
Cool.
Because I'm dying of heat stroke.
I think we both are.
I think that's called dual heat stroke. I got the key.
Yeah, I'll get the key in just a sec.
All right. So, right. This goes here. Whoop. Tell you what I'm going to do. The camera's still there. I'm going to clean up my tools and turn off the battery charger. You dig?
Yep.
Ah, my left leg just went numb. Oh. Oh. Let me know, actually, yeah, don't disconnect any battery stuff just yet.
I'm not touching anything.
All right, that goes there. This comes with me. I go home to air conditioning, and life is complete. Okay. Battery charger is off. Go ahead and disconnect.
All right.
All right, I disconnect for you. That's not like a cave.
Oh God.
What happened?
Yeah, I got myself stuck on the thingamajig. What was it yesterday? Dwayne called the gizmo.
What do you call it, a gizmo?
I don't remember. Do you remember that though? He's like,
Oh, it was a pair of pliers.
He was like, get the gizmo.
Yeah, it was a pair of pliers. He could not come up with the word pliers. I mean, I've been guilty of that too. Of course, I've also been guilty of calling things way more heinous terms than gizmo, so. But we don't say these kinds of things out loud. And definitely not on the YouTubes.
Are we still going?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a funny story, man. You're not gonna hurt anybody with that one. So that's a funny story. You're not gonna hurt anybody with Dwayne's gizmo. All right, battery's off. All right, let me turn this thing off. All right, guys, we're gonna talk to you inside
Yep.
so we don't die. Okay.
You rolling?
I am rolling.
You tying your shoes?
I'm tying my shoes. So tell the people what we found.
So, what we have found is that the Burro crane, that old GMC 302, it's got good compression.
Don't sound too excited about it.
Well, you know, it is what it is. It's
So we did find that there
6:30
were.
p.m.
It's been a long day at a particular event that we're tired of thinking about, so we want to go home and not think about it. So the main thing here is, the takeaway is, let me look at the numbers.
Yeah, we got.
Oh,
I'm writing them down here.
yeah, right down here.
We got cylinder 1.
And while you do that, I'm going to tell the people. So compression tests are good. It's a very good test, a valid test that will tell you a lot about the basic health of your engine. How well does it seal? Because engine 101 is gasoline engines are just one big air pump. If you think about it, the rings inside of that piston, as the intake valve opens, it's just pulling air constantly through the intake manifold. So it's nothing but just a big old air pump. And as it pulls the air in, obviously you need a spark. So you have a spark plug, something to ignite the fuel, you inject the fuel. In this case, we have a carburetor that does the mixture at the top, if you will, the top of the intake manifold, and then sends it through, and spark plug ignites that. So to do your own compression test, you're gonna need three tools. I would definitely, you're gonna need a ratchet. You don't need a fancy one like this. This is a Matco, but I also do this for a living, so I happen to have some of the good stuff. You also gonna need a magnetic helps, but you're gonna need a spark plug service set. These are awesome. You can buy whatever brand you like, but this is the stuff I use. That's good stuff. And of course, because that removes your spark plugs, you are gonna need a compression tester. And again, mine happens to be a Snap-on, because I have a good Snap-on dealer that I still talk to, and he will warranty some of this stuff if I need be. But you don't need that. You can actually go to Harbor Freight and get some of this stuff.
Yep.
It's just as good. Well, no, not just as good. It will do the job that you need to do, which is just checking compression.
It will do the job at least once, which is what matters.
That's what matters. You just want to, you don't need fancy stuff to do this, so I highly encourage you folks, if you're watching this, you've never done this before, you can do this on your own. So let's go through some numbers here. I'll tell you what, you hold this, and I'm going to pick up the people.
There's a lack of paper at the restoration shop at the moment, unfortunately.
Yes.
So our cylinder 1, we got 140, cylinder 2, 145, 3, 140 again, 4, 135, that's our lowest. And then 5 and 6 are both 145.
I would also argue, though, that I think, like James said on our way in, if we were to retest.
Yeah. So cylinder 1, originally when we tested it, came out between 130 and 135.
If you were to crank this again, longer, I would imagine,
yes.
Or at least until that needle. I may have stopped you prematurely, so I don't know. But the main thing here is, these are passable numbers. I'm not concerned. If this was, say, 140, 145, 140, 90, 145, 145, now we got problems.
That's a bad cylinder.
Yeah, that's a very bad cylinder. At that point, you start investigating as to what's going on inside of there. We don't need to do that, so we don't need to go any further. I think this is where we're going to end the video because I'm tired, hot, smelly, and I need to go home, and so does James.
Yep.
So again, you can do a lot of this. You can do a basic compression test on your own if you suspect something is going on. I'm not going to get into all the details. We're not going to do a complete play-by-play. There are plenty of good YouTubers out there. Eric O from Southman Auto is my personal favorite. But they all get into this kind of stuff, and he does this still for a living. I don't. So check that out. Be careful with others on the internet. I'm not going to mention names, but there are others that are unsavory, in my opinion. But get out there, and in this case, I think we can move forward with. I feel confident, and as does James, right?
And we did a little bit of work on that carburetor. I fabricated.
I'll flash a quick video of him doing a great job of cutting away and making his own gasket for the two sections of it, I guess, right?
Yeah, I figure if we don't need to spend $50 on a rebuild kit, we don't have to.
No. Did that spring go back in? I forgot.
It did.
With the ball bearing?
Yes, it did.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because, that thing went bloop on the floor. So let's call this one good. Show the people. There's the numbers. I'm happy with that. James happy with that.
Yeah.
That's a good test. That's a valid test. And again, when you do these compression tests, also make sure you have a battery charger on and set that sucker to maybe not nuclear, but something where you're getting at least like a starting type of, or 40 amps or somewhere in that range. you need, your battery cannot be, because each time you crank, obviously your battery is going to lose. And so therefore you could get some false numbers, and you don't want false numbers. So if you have a charging source on said battery, you are pretty safe that every time you crank it, the battery is going to stay consistent. So that said, let's end the video.
Yep.
I'm Trevor.
This is James.
History on the Move, and we can keep moving on this Burro crane, because stay tuned. I don't know, maybe next weekend we'll get into this again. We got to figure out what our next step is. Obviously checking for spark. I think that's our next step. So we'll show you how we do that. And so anyway, get out there, make history. Whatever I say, read it. My brain's cooked. Enjoy freaking history, because my brain's cooked. I can't think. We'll see you on the next one. Boom, we're done. Let's